I would like to talk with you a little bit about homelessness. 952-946-6205. I think everybody has an opinion about it. A lot of people are annoyed by the people they see standing on a street corner asking for money. We have so many laws all over the country that now make it illegal for people to do that. I just encountered, again, as you often do, and it's more horrible as it's either super, uber hot, or now as we go into cold weather and eventually we'll see the snow flying and rain falling. And there's some individual standing at the entrance to a freeway, usually at a stop sign with a cardboard printed sign that says, "We'll work for food," or "Please help me, I don't have a place to live," or whatever. I'm interested to know what you feel about that. I decided a long time ago for myself that when I see an individual with a sign asking for money, I never walk past them and I never drive past them. There are some who it's obvious they are people who are getting whatever money they can, and they're probably instantly spending it on a cheap bottle of wine or a bottle of beer. Those people I will usually say, "Are you hungry?" And they almost always say yes, and I find a grocery store. And if there isn't a grocery store, I find a McDonald's, and I get them a loaf of bread and a carton of milk and a package of bologna so they have something to eat. I have been with friends often who say to me, "Oh, Nancy, you're such a sucker." And you've heard all this. You may be one who says, "Those people have more money under their mattress at home than you'll ever have. Those people are part of a scam. There are people putting them out on those corners, and it's all part of a scam." And it's, you know what? Maybe. But there are a lot of you listening, myself included on occasion. We'll go to one of the casinos here in Minnesota. We'll fly to Reno. We'll fly to Atlantic City. We'll fly to Las Vegas. We'll throw some money into a slot machine, throw some money down onto a 21 table. I pretty much know where all of that money goes that I'm losing. I like gambling on human beings better. And if it's a gamble and this guy is scamming me or it's not true, then I lost the roll of the dice this time, though I'll never know it. But what if they really don't have food? What if they really don't have a place to sleep tonight? Isn't it our obligation to help in that, to participate in trying to end some suffering if we can on any level at all? And if we got scammed, better to be scammed than walk away from someone genuinely in need. I want to know what you think. 952-946-6205. Diane in Minneapolis, come on in.
I'm very passionate about what you just said, and I too feel that if someone has, puts themselves out on the corner and is standing out there asking for help, they must need it because, there are some scammers that'll do that and not have to work, but for the most part, it takes a lot of courage to stand out there and say,
the level of humiliation, the level of humiliation, degradation. And if I hand somebody $5, that $5 is not going to change what I can or cannot have in my life. That $5 might buy them something to eat that they wouldn't have had.
Exactly. And so I appreciate you saying that. A lot of people think that it's not what you should do, but there's not enough organizations out there that are helping everybody, and some people just don't know what to do.
They don't have the wherewithal. The Republicans are always saying, well, churches used to take care of it, and community, they should be taking care of this. They can't possibly meet the need any longer. In the first place, we shouldn't even be talking about people standing on street corners asking for food. This is the United States of America. We ought to be doing more than that about it and see to it that no one ever goes through that. In the meantime, isn't it part of the requirement of humanity to be compassionate and kind?
Absolutely. It is for me.
Yeah. Thanks, Diane. I appreciate your calling in. Jerry in Minneapolis, what's on your mind?
have much of this until after the bank collapsed, and so many people got hurt by that, and they never got back on their feet. At first I was giving the money some. I give a few dollars now, but I give to a shelter instead. I know there that, boy, I have to help a lot of people. I donate a lot of clothes to it, too. I ask family and friends for their clothes to donate to a shelter.
You know what? Thank you, Jerry. Thank you so much for your call. It's my belief that whatever it is we do, if it's interact with one person, if it's to give somebody a $5 bill, if it's to collect clothing like Jerry does from friends, whatever you're doing matters. It's going to literally make a difference in someone's life and make it better. Whether it's on a huge level or a little better, better is important. And I'm not going to tie it to Christianity or religious beliefs. I just think we're here. I always say, if we weren't meant to help each other, we would have been put here alone. We're all kind of in this together. And every time you look at someone who is suffering, who is homeless, who appears hungry, who is dirty, honestly, that sentence, "but for the grace of God, there go I," is very, very real. Why don't you talk to me about what you think? 952-946-6205. Come on back.
Hello, free-thinking Minnesotans. Join us for Atheist Talk Sunday mornings at 9 on AM 950 KTNF, the progressive voice of Minnesota. This October 19th, 2014, we'll be speaking with David Niozzi, past president of the American Humanist Association. We always welcome your phone calls and emails during our show and invite you to visit us at mnatheist.org. So tune into Atheist Talk Radio Sunday mornings at 9 on AM 950 KTNF. It's good radio without the good book.
The homelessness thing, and it was a number of years ago, and I think I've always, if it was handy, and I was walking down the street, I've never ignored the people that are sitting there or the people that are standing on corners. But I think it was in response to somebody making a speech about people choosing to be homeless.
Yeah.
And I just thought, it was such a discordant thing to hear that on that day I vowed I would never walk by somebody begging. I would never drive by somebody standing on the street without stopping to give them something.
God bless you.
Cents.
God bless you. And you know what? I'm sure he does, because I don't think Jesus would walk by anybody either.
Oh, no.
And I'm not even all that religious. I just, Christians are always talking about what would Jesus do. I don't think Jesus would ignore homeless people.
No, and what's interesting is I'm kind of neutral on religion, but I don't think if you're neutral on religion, I don't understand people who think if you're not religious you can't be compassionate, you can't possibly know what's right or wrong, because I see so many things wrong in this world professed by people who call themselves Christians.
Yeah, thank you so much for your call and your kindness, Carol. Yeah, for me, the quote pretty much says it all, whether you're religious or not religious, but it certainly works as my life's mantra: do unto others as you would have them do unto you. Were I hungry, were I homeless, were I cold, I would certainly want someone to care about that. Charles in Shoreview, how you doing? Charles.
Yes, I'm fine. Can you hear me?
I hear you.
Oh, okay. I've never called into a talk show before.
Well, it's about time. How's it going?
Yeah, and I'm a little nervous, but
it's okay. I don't bite.
I heard everything that you said about what you do with homeless people when you encounter them. I do the same thing.
Good, thank you.
But here's what I hung on every word, and I'm just wondering, is there a way to get a transcript of what you said, because I really would like to have that.
Oh, wow. I've never actually said anything important enough for there ever to be a transcript. But how kind you are. William, what are you saying? William?
Pardon?
Well, we could certainly get you the podcast of what she said.
Now,
That's
okay, so everybody, you can get the podcast, right, by just going to our to our website?
Correct.
Okay, so how do they do that?
So you go to am950radio.com. On the left-hand side, there'll be a big red button, and it says "Listen to Podcasts." You click on that. You click on the picture of Nancy and Steve, and then you find today's show.
Great.
Yes.
That's great, because I really do want that. I so applaud you for what you do, Nancy. I really do.
Oh, I don't want you to applaud me, please.
No, I mean,
it's just we're human. We're here together, and we need to take care of each other.
I spend a lot of time in New York, and I do that too. When I see someone, I generally will ask them if they're hungry and if there's a McDonald's.
Bless your heart. That's the way it ought to work.
And
That's the way it ought to work. Charles, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Johnny in Minneapolis.